Hi guys! First and foremost, I want to say I hope you're safe and healthy. I think for most of us, this is such a weird time. I think for all of us actually, with the whole quarantine situation. Going to 2020, I thought this was going to be a year I'm going to get myself together, but life definitely threw us a huge curveball. But regardless of the situation, at the end of the day, it's important for us to be healthy, safe, and happy. I wanted to use this platform to share my story. I think a lot of people on social media who sees my posts and stories and anyone else who kind of knows me, they see the good side of my life unless, you're close to me and I'm open up to you about it. I'm very comfortable talking about it though. Acknowledge, the good and the bad. I make a lot of jokes with my friends, and a lot of my friends also make the same joke that I have been isolating before it got really trendy. And the reason why we say this and I make this joke is because about a year ago, well, starting in October 2018, I fell down a flight of stairs, sober, and I didn't really think much of it at that time, except the fact that I had a huge bruise on my right leg. But other than that, I just kept moving forward. I just graduated from university. Then I decided to stay in my retail job just for the Christmas season. But then February came by in 2019, and I remember I woke up with a huge sharp pain on my left leg, from my left hip all the way to my left ankle. I had no idea what was happening to me, so I called one of my friend, and it took me about 10 minutes or so just to try calling her because she's a nurse, because everything hurt. It hurt for me to turn left, it hurt for me to turn right. I didn't know what was happening to me. To be honest, it felt like 50 trucks ran over me. It was so painful. She told me to go to the hospital, but I couldn't. I had so much trouble just lifting myself up. I decided to stay home that night, and I kept crying all night until I could fall asleep. That pain didn't go away the next day. It didn't go away in a few days. It didn't go away for a few weeks. It didn't go away for a few months. So I was dealing this past year with a physical injury, and that's why I was kind of off from social media, because it was kind of hard for me to even film something where I can't even remotely move. And because of my physical injury, I wasn't able to work, and that impacted a lot of my finances. Even despite all that situation, I was dealing with a family situation with the finance, and a lot of every aspect of my life changed in 2019. So I used to live on a 32nd floor in a really nice condo in downtown Toronto, view of the city, access to everything. And with this change, the physical and not being able to work, I moved to a smaller apartment. Luckily, I found a place in downtown Toronto because of my network. It was really cheap, or it is really cheap, and I'm so grateful for my network and the people who've helped me out. It's a crazy wild ride for me when I look back, because for 4 or 5 months I wasn't able to walk. I would crawl and grab onto railings, whatever I could, just to go to the washroom. I couldn't stand in the shower to wash my hair, and I literally would have to lay in the bathtub, doing the physiotherapist moves, whatever I could to make myself comfortable, because I would start tearing up. You know, I kept seeing so many different doctors at clinics, and just so you know, if you can't even move, you can still call a hotline and get a doctor to come to your home. So I also did that. And all of these doctors were prescribing me these medications, and that they can't do anything else. So it was ongoing, and then paperwork after paperwork and paperwork for work, and I kept seeing different acupuncture sessions. I even called in a massage therapist to come to my home to release the tension. I was seeing different physiotherapists. I was seeing different chiropractors. It was just an ongoing weekly medical appointments that I kept doing because I was in so much pain. Even hospital visits, and nothing helped. And yeah, it's going to hurt a lot. When you go through a physical injury, it hurts a lot. It debilitates every aspect of your life, and your quality of life diminishes. I think one of the biggest things, though, that I've experienced through this physical injury journey is how much it impacts your mental health. I had so much time to think, despite feeling a lot of pain and I wasn't able to walk. You just have a lot of time to think, and thinking and thinking and thinking led to me to comparing myself to other people. You know, my respective peers from school, high school, your friends, people just on social media, whichever outlet. You know, I started to compare myself and thought that, you know what am I doing in life? You know, I felt less. Some of these people have careers. Most of them have careers. Some of them have experiences. Others like went and moved away to other countries, and here I am laying in bed tearing up because I can't move, and I have a job that I was still working in university. It was just a lot going on mentally for me. Despite the physical pain, the mental pain was even worse for me. I think a lot of people who have ever dealt with a physical injury, or if you haven't, you're so fortunate. You know, you feel less motivated, less productive, and it just makes you feel even worse. I think it makes the journey of healing immensely harder to go through because of that negative feelings. So I just kept pushing through, and then I realized, you know, all these negative thoughts I had about myself took so much of my energy. It was draining. So I decided to stop. I decided to stop using that energy, putting myself down, because I realized I can't do much about yesterday. All I could do is be better than yesterday. So today's the day for me to move forward. So each step I could take, it's a step towards healing. Each time I walked a block, it's a step towards healing. Each time I tell myself I can do it, it's a step towards healing. Sometimes little things that are mundane to many people is a huge accomplishment in your own journey. And I'm proud of myself that I was able to push through, and each time I made little steps further, I was progressing even faster. You know, sometimes we deal with problems that come towards us that is not our fault, or we have no control of things. For example, quarantine right now, we have no control of it, but this is our situation. But at the end of the day, these problems that you have no control of, these problems that you may not have any fault in, it is still a responsibility. How we deal with things is how we perceive our own life. Now, John Maxwell really resonated this emotion in me when I was listening to his podcast, and I hope this will resonate with you too. I don't want to read my life. I want to write about my life. I want to be the author of my life. Now, are you willing to write your own story, or are you going to let life write yours? So, it's your choice to decide what you want to do with your life. I know sometimes like an injury really opens up your eyes of things that we take for granted. You know, I didn't realize sneezing. I'm so grateful when I sneeze because I don't feel pain anymore. I'm so grateful that I can stand in the shower, because before I wasn't able to even stand perfectly straight because I had a pelvic tilt. One of my hip was higher than the other hip. I was always arched because I couldn't walk. Life is crazy when they throw things at you, and a lot of people always say, oh wow, I'm so sorry that you were dealing with this, and I tell them, don't be sorry, because the worst part of my life, this might be one of the worst year, was actually the biggest gift that's given to me, because I found my inner strength again. That resiliency is always within us if we find deep within who we are. So other side of the flip coin is, this is a gift for all of us. This is the time where we're isolated, we're by ourselves, and this is the time to dig deep and find something within us. Whether it's being productive for your business, whether it's finding who you are as a person, finding a new hobby, whatever your journey is, this is the time to dig deep and write your life. Be the author of your life. And that's all I can leave you with. This is the biggest gift. Please take advantage of the gift that was given to you. Thank you guys for listening to my story. It's been such a long year, but like I said, it was a gift, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for it. So I would love to hear your side, what you have been through, your comments, your thoughts, what you're going to do during quarantine. Honestly, let's have a chat. I've got Instagram, I've got Twitter, I've got LinkedIn, I've even got TikTok. So do give me a shout, comment, whichever. I'll try to put the links in the bio. And yeah, let's keep creating content and support each other, guys. You have a wonderful day, and please be safe and healthy.